What's up, YouTube? This is Chris, and this is my channel, Bar911970. Thank you, as always, for checking out my video. And I want to talk about this because I just find the mainstream media just so disgusting at this point. I don't know how people listen to this. Driving home from work today, I just decided to check out mainstream media's news reports and see what kind of jokes they're putting out, and they put a good one. And I turned to an AM radio station. I think it was 770 AM. It was a WABC news broadcast. And there was this, and I'm putting this nicely, an idiot named Michael Savage or Mike Savage program. And the things out of his mouth, the ego of this guy is so amazingly vain. I just don't understand how people listen to this guy. I mean, I was literally tuned in for about less than 10 minutes, and I just couldn't listen to it anymore, how much garbage and propaganda came out of this guy's mouth. I wish I had my video camera on when I'm listening to this, because I was just shocked at the words he was saying. I'm like, there's no way this guy could be talking this way. So this was around 4:45 in the afternoon. Right now it's about 5:10, so almost about an hour ago I was listening to this. And he first talks about the Ferguson situation with Mike Brown. And the propaganda spewing out of his mouth is ridiculous. He was talking about how Mike Brown was on drugs, how he rushed the cop, tried to pull the gun out of the cop's hands, and how he punched the cop in the eye, and he deserved to get shot. I mean, first of all, where's the proof? Where is the video evidence that proves what he's saying? If he cannot prove it, it is hearsay. Media is not supposed to give, with their journalistic integrity, hearsay evidence. Unless, of course, it's agenda-oriented. And then he goes on to say that, and then he turns it into a racial thing. Then he said, well, if it was a white person that got shot, well, all of these people wouldn't be marching in the streets. And he was talking about, and first of all, and this is, I wish I recorded it because it's so amazing what this guy said, how ridiculously insensitive he was. He was saying, these people marching, they would go back to their drug dealing and their welfare checks if they weren't marching right now. So, and then he went into this rant about poor people and how they have it made. He talked about, well, why are poor people so fat? I would love to know why poor people are so fat. I wish I could have called in, because I would have explained to this idiot, well, one of the reasons why poor people tend to end up being overweight is because they can't afford very nutritious foods, because things like organic fruits and vegetables are very expensive. So, unfortunately, poor people have to buy the junk garbage food, like going to McDonald's $1 menus and buying all of these really sugar-coated, GMO-modified garbage food that's not even really food. And our bodies are reacting to it in a negative way. But yet he doesn't see something like that, because this guy's ego. And then he started talking about some rant about how people that work in the morgue, the person that was doing the autopsy on this guy, and he's saying that people in the morgue are alcoholics, and they're the lowest form. When they can't get real medical jobs, they dump them in the morgue, and they're all alcoholics. And then the idiot has this stupid story that he starts talking about how he spent one day at a job at the morgue. So does that mean he was an alcoholic? And he talks about how he met this one girl at the time, and that's how he got the job. And he's saying, I just got off the boat, and I was so handsome, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, really, dude? Is your ego that bad? But the propaganda coming out of this guy's mouth, first of all, he's saying that all poor people have it well, and that's why they're so fat, and he can't understand why. And he's talking about how Mike Brown supposedly was on drugs, and even though he stole something, and I'm not going to say that he doesn't deserve a crime, for committing a crime he doesn't deserve a punishment, but not basically being shot 8 times. But he's saying that the guy was on drugs, and he bum-rushed the cop, punching the cop in the eye. Well, where's the eye? Where's the bruise in the eye? Where's the video evidence? This is all hearsay. And yet they're putting this on mainstream media. And he's bragging about how he has millions of listeners. And I don't doubt him. That just shows the average person out there is just an idiot. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I know what happened to Mike Brown. I wasn't there. But you will not see any of my videos saying, this is what happened to Mike Brown. Because I don't know. But yet, the mainstream media, they're going to fill a propaganda. They'll fill their agenda by saying, this is what happened. And instead of saying, or somebody asking a question of, well, where's the proof? They just avoid that because they want to have people's emotion. Then they talked about the race, how this is only happening because a black person got killed. And they're taking it into a black and white issue instead of the fact that these enforcers known as these police are going above their lawful duty to protect and serve, and they're murdering human beings. But that's not as sexy as black and white, because racism is part of the divide and conquer, getting people angry. And you see it all over the mainstream media news. And that's why I shut off my cable. And I like I said, I listened to this guy for about 10 minutes. And I got so disgusted, I felt my blood pressure rising that I shut it off. I don't know how people listen to this stuff. But I just had to speak my mind about this. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I know exactly what happened. But I'm not going to sit there and say, this is what happened regardless. I could make an opinion. I could base it on the evidence or lack thereof. But the mainstream media is all saying the same thing. This is what this guy did. And they don't talk about the fact that there's no video evidence to prove it. And that it's just hearsay. Because that's what agendas are all about. I'm amazed that people don't get it at this point. And like I said, if Mike Brown committed a crime, he should be punished for that crime. But the punishment has to fit the crime. This kid, whether he strong-armed that store or not, he didn't murder anybody. He committed a petty crime. Now, does that mean he's an angel? Of course not. He deserves to be punished for what he did. But that punishment has nothing to do with bullets coming out of a gun, especially when they've confirmed through the police chief's own testimony that the cop that pulled him over didn't even know he was part of the crime. But they don't say that on mainstream media either. This just stinks to high heaven. And I've shown the video evidence, and I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I've shown video evidence where I warned people back at the end of July that there was a false flag event where they were hiring crisis actors for August 3rd through August 6th in Kansas. And then a week after that supposed training for this supposed event for crisis actors, all of a sudden there's a major story that happens, what, a 2 or 3 hour drive away? I don't understand it. But yet, the mainstream media will get 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 views. Mine will get 200 or 300. Because they silence it. So, and that's why I ask my subscribers, those who care, I have to ask this because I need your help, is to spread this information by sharing it, posting it on your social networks, putting it on other bigger channels. What's wrong with asking questions? Why are we all just saying, oh, this is what happened? We say that's what happened because that's what we're told. I mean, look at, like I was talking about before, that ice water challenge thing. It shows how people are just followers. They do what somebody else does. Where's the individual? It's just everybody doing what somebody else does because they have to feel the need to fit in because they feel insecure. I mean, I've already proven by the amount of people that have attacked me over the years that I don't need to really worry about what other people think, because I don't do this because I want to fit in and be popular and be loved. I'm doing it because it's right. And if you notice, the people that have done that throughout the ages, they've always stood out. They've always been misunderstood or ridiculed or attacked or even murdered. While the masses stay in their nice, comfortable little world, spending their whole life complaining to their families and abusing their children or their animals because they're too cowardly to go do and stand up or speak out. So I'm here because it's the right thing to do, and I need your help. I don't ask for donations. I don't ask for money. I don't say buy my book. I'm here saying share my information or make your own. I've seen other people copy my videos and post it on their channel. I don't care. As long as you're not changing it to try and make me look disrespectful or trying to change the words, if it helps get other people, then by all means you have my permission to do it. but you can't alter what I'm doing because this is my property. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you see any news reports and everything that just seems ridiculous, leave a comment, share it. Let's expose these frauds for what they are. Because like it or not, the majority of the people out there are paying attention to them. And they're being fed lies and misinformation. Because it's definitely not fact. But they lead you to believe it is. And the people are buying it. And that's why this problem will not get solved. Not the way we want it to. Unfortunately, we're the minority. I hope we fix that. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.